Hi guys, and welcome again to this channel. Today, I will be giving you guys some tips on how to keep your concentration and be a better listener. One of the social habits that I used to be quite bad at was to truly listen when other people spoke. I sometimes I zoned out, I got distracted, or my attention started to wander before people were actually done talking. I sometimes waited for my turn to talk while kind of thinking about what I should say next, and I said to myself, you know what, this is not very helpful. This is getting me nowhere. So I said to myself, things had to change. So that's why I sort of embarked on this journey. And like I said, I will be sharing some tips, that helped me and continue to help me till this day to become a better listener. And I really hope that this will help, you guys and also your relationships too. So let's get going. Number one is to keep in mind that listening is win-win. Many may not listen that well because they think they don't get much out of it personally. But the better you listen, the better people will listen to you. And the better and deeper the understanding also will be with that friend of yours or with that party. So if you focus on understanding him or her and on giving value based on that, then you get the same thing back because what goes around comes around. So this reminder has been sort of a powerful motivator for me to become a better listener. Number two is to always tell yourself that you tell someone else about this conversation later. But it doesn't really mean that you will tell someone else if this has been sort of put in confidence or someone confided in you. But one of the best way to remember things, to remember something better is to know that you're going to tell what you learn to someone else. Then you'll be more alert. Naturally, you start asking more questions to understand what is being said. And in my experience, it simply seems to stick better. Plus, you stop focusing so much on what to say next, and so the conversation tends to flow. Number three would be to keep eye contact. Yeah, to keep eye contact, because when you're looking everywhere except at that person talking, it can make it seem like you're not listening at all, and the conversation tends to suffer. So keep the eye contact, because I found it easier doing this, and I found it hard in the beginning, and I took it step by step, small steps at a time, to improve my eye contact in conversations over the span of a few months. I am sort of focused on my gaze, or I focused my gaze at just one of the other person's eyes, at that time. So number four would be to keep that smartphone away. Browsing the internet on your phone or your computer while trying to listen usually leads to you missing some key elements or part of that conversation, and also to that other person talking. They feel like you're not, or they're not being listened to. So try and put that gadget of yours while trying to listen. Number five would be to summarize what was said. I found that taking a few seconds to summarize what someone just said, made it a lot easier to make sure that I did understand what happened. So as I say, as I sort of say that summary out loud, to that other person, they can then adjust or correct any understanding, and so it will be easier for me to add my own perspective, thoughts, or questions in a better way based on that, rather than making some assumptions up about what happened, and of how the other person's or other person experienced this situation. Number six would be, when you listen, just listen. Don't interrupt. Don't jump in with solutions. This can be, you know, quite a hard one. It was quite a hard one in my experience. just be present in the moment and just listen fully to what the other person has to say, and let him or her speak until the entire message is said. Number seven, be honest about your current limitations. If you are in a rush, or you feel very tired, or you feel stressed out, let that person know. It's better, for that person to know, because if you have listened, to that conversation for a while, and your mind, has hit its limit, and it starts to wander, and maybe you need a break, or maybe you need, something to eat too. It's better to, for you to be honest, and or both of you to be sort of honest, and maybe to continue that conversation later on, rather than trying to maybe sort of fake undivided attention, or to try to keep, listening up when you honestly just can't. Number eight would be to share what you have done in a similar situation. Excuse me. When asked for advice while listening, or when it seems appropriate, um, but you have to know, not when the other person is just trying to vent out their anger, in order to get things out. Share what you have done in that same situation, or a similar one, and what worked for you well. That sort of gives a lot more weight to your input than just any sort of random advice or opinions about what you think could work. So that's it, guys, and I hope this has been sort of very helpful, and hopefully these tips could teach some of you how to be a good listener. Thanks again. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till we meet again. See ya. Bye.